There we go. There we go. Is that better? Jeez. We're gonna go do it this way then. Anyway, guys, I hope you're all having a good evening. I'm going to mic up over here since my my wireless plan failed me miserably. For those of you who, I don't know what the hell the deal is here. For those of you who are in the RERAW 100, I'm seeing lots of posts about your journals and your goals, and I greatly appreciate that. For those of you who are not in the RERAW 100, well, I don't know what to tell you, but we're going to talk a little bit about that this evening. And then I'm here to answer some questions, do Q&A. We're going to talk a lot about whatever it is that you want to talk about. I'm here to add value to you, to your life, to your business. Working with a few new tools on my side, so forgive some of the technical glitches as I try not to hang myself in my microphone cord. Hope you guys are all having a happy holiday season as we get things started. All right. I'm going to go ahead and take a question real quick because I saw one come in earlier, so let me just find it real quick, and I will get started. Where the heck are we at here? Okay, we had a question earlier about open houses. How does an agent advertise for open houses? How does a new agent advertise for open houses? That's a great question, so we are going to jump on that. Let me see what other questions we got. Ross asked if buyer submits a cash offer, all cash offer at full list price, and listing agent decides to say that they have offers coming in way over asking. Do you believe the listing agent? And we're going to talk about that as well. Give me a second. I'll fix my gimbal, and then I think we will finally be square and ready to go. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm losing you. Sorry, guys. I apologize for all the glitchy shit tonight. Still hear me there? All right. We should be ready to roll in this sort of technical fail. On my part, it's actually user error. I'm sucking it up. All right, Adolfo. Sorry, bro. You were like, James, I got you on the clock, and I'm finally here, and now we're going. All right. So before I jump into answering questions that had come in, I want to talk quickly, just for a few minutes, about the RERAW 100. For those of you who've never heard of it, it might be a new concept, a new thing for you, and I want to make sure that we're clear on it. And then after I get through my short little, 3 minutes or 10 minutes, or however long it takes me to do my little pitch fest, then we will rock and roll into some normal question and answer like we normally do. So appreciate you in advance for being here. If you have questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I am keeping an eye on it, and yeah, we'll figure it out as we go. Anyway, you guys, in 2019, it's exceptionally important. In fact, it's just as important every single year that you do this. But in 2019, you have an opportunity to start everything fresh. And for those of you who don't know, we are already working for 2019. We are already, playing the game on 2019. We're almost through the first quarter in 2019. Remember, in real estate, everything that you do, you're working for about 3 to 6 months down the line. So it's going to be extremely important that you have everything dialed in for the new year. Now, some of you talk about mentors and coaches and guides that you have for your business, and I think that's all good and well. But one thing that most people are missing in their business, is somebody that they can actually get good information, honest feedback from. There's too many people out there that are not giving, let's call it the real and truthful feedback, right? They kind of give you what you want to hear to make you feel good, because they don't want you to abandon their services, and they don't want you to end up, let's see if we can get that, there we go. they don't want you to abandon their services, and they want to just make you feel good so that you become a continuous subscriber and ultimately you end up working with them year over year over year. And unfortunately, that just, it doesn't work for so many. And the sad part about all of it is that the majority of the coaches and mentors that are out there are actually more focused on themselves than they are on you. And the RERAW 100 changes that, and I'm going to tell you why. When you join the RERAW 100, it is a private exclusive group that is designed and made for 100 agents and no more. There actually could be less. So it's designed for 100 agents or less that are part of an accountability group. And yes, I said accountability because coaching is not just about helping you grow in your business. It's helping you create better habits by holding you accountable for things that you need to be held accountable for. Now, the RERAW 100 is something that you have the opportunity to be in along with some of your colleagues that are at all different levels of business. So some are doing multiple six figures, some are not. Others are, camera's drifting on me, stand by. Boy, we are just not short on the glitchiness tonight. I apologize. Anyway, you know what? I don't apologize. Whatever. I'm doing the best we can do, and we will figure it out. All right? We will figure it out. So, c'est la vie. Anyway, you guys, coaching and education is something that most people they don't care about. People think they get their license and that's everything that they need to have to be successful in real estate. And I got to be honest with you, that just doesn't cut it in today's world. You have to be more on your game than ever before. It's not about understanding what it took to pass your state exam. What it's about is understanding how to operate in this business by knowing the tools and leveraging the systems and the technology and the human element that too many people don't love and understand in any capacity, right? And using that to your advantage. It's about understanding the customer and what the customer truly wants. When you understand what the customer wants, you can hack into their brain. You can get in here. You can do this ethically and morally and not have to feel bad about it. But by understanding what the consumer wants, you can truly provide value. So that is what the RERAW 100 is all about. It's about holding you accountable to the things that need to actually be done. Too often we put 350 million things on our list of things to do, and then unfortunately nothing ends up getting done because we just don't know where we should be shaking that stick. And I'm here to help you solve that problem. So let's talk finally really quick about what exactly comes with the RERAW 100. So with the RERAW 100, right off the bat, I want you guys to know that you get this free journal. This is something that I created and published. No, it's not some gimmicky thing that you know that I paid somebody else to do and put together. This is all based on how I do my lists, my tasking, my time blocking, all the stuff that I do. I'm more of a list person, but I'm like the guy who does the hybrid between the lists and the actual time blocking. So this is a 228-page journal. It's got a goal-setting guide and program at the front of the book, which we actually go through in the RERAW 100, and then you have daily, weekly, quarterly tracking in here to help you with all of your goals and your activities so you understand exactly what it is that you're getting done. This book is something I ship out for free to every single member of the RERAW 100 group. That 228-page journal will get you through an entire quarter. Let's keep on rolling. Number two, you get accountability, as I mentioned before, but accountability in a unique way. See, a lot of times we get accountability from somebody that we just say, hey, just, you know, give me some feedback, but they're not giving us like truly honest feedback, right? They're giving us like the warm pat on the butt, making us feel good, I suppose, about what we're actually getting done. Oh, geez, getting all these crazy blown up messages. Let's see. So a lot of times what we end up with accountability that's just warm and fuzzy. And accountability that's true and honest is not warm and fuzzy. It's true and honest. It's not the Kool-Aid. It's not that sweet sauce, right? What it's really about is helping you understand where your strengths and weaknesses are so that we can get rid of the stuff that's not working. We can get rid of the stuff that we're weak at, and we can take everything that we're strong at. We can double and triple down and just start crushing it, okay? So with you, when you jump into the RERAW 100, not only do you get accountability from me, you get accountability from the other agents in the group, and then we start creating this small network and family that can become referral agents and little cliques and groups within the group, right? So you can start going with people that are more at your level, or you can start leveraging people that are just above or beneath you, or somebody perhaps that has a completely different experience in their current business, but they're experiencing similar things in their personal life, and so you can relate to them and you have that in your back pocket. You guys, the RERAW 100 is a great opportunity for it to invite new family into your life in 2019. Now, the other way that I hold you accountable is not by just having you post every single week, okay? Some of my RERAW 100 members in our initial group, the original RERAW 100 group, takes this and they literally go through and they post like the daily stuff, all right? They post the daily stuff. And when they do that, I can actually see their daily activity. But there is an actual weekly planner in here so I can see your weekly goal setting and action plan up front. And what I do is I actually call through. So I call through the group, not every single week, not every other week, but I make random calls through the group and I do these little mini tactical sessions. And those people get called out randomly, sporadically. They have the opportunity to be impromptu on my podcast because everything that we do has the potential to be recorded. And it's not because I want to put you on blast. It's because I'm here to make sure that you have accountability. If you committed to doing 500 calls that week, if you committed to doing that and I call you on a Thursday and you're at like call number 7, well, we're going to talk about that. What's getting in your way? Is it up here? Is it other things that you're getting distracted with in business? Have you just been busy doing listing and buyer presentations? You know, you're doing good things. You're just a little disorganized with your time and expectations. You're not respecting your time and actually blocking it out and doing what you need to do. Or is it because you're not actually working? You're being lazy. You're overwhelmed. You're just not getting the stuff done that needs to be done. So I hold you accountable about making phone calls and giving you these little mini 5 to 15 minute sessions throughout our time together. And the last thing you get, not the last thing, but the last big thing that you get is group coaching. Now you get group coaching twice a month. That is on live Zoom calls that are actually recorded for you to be able to reference back to afterwards. Those are posted into our private exclusive Facebook group that's only for your group of RERAW 100 agents. And again, if you don't have 100 agents in that group, it's not a big deal. I don't really care. It's about however many people decide to be in that RERAW 100 group, that those sessions are posted back just for you, recorded live with what we'll do is usually a 15 to 30 minute topic, a theme that I'll go over, I'll discuss. Some of it will be more like broad business. Some of it will be extremely tactical and lead generation or listing presentation stuff. All like doesn't matter. All kinds of topics, everything. We cover the whole gamut. Okay, we lay a very strong foundation so we can help you engineer your business on top of that. We do those group coaching calls twice per month. And then after that 15 to 30 minute kind of themed subject matter, what we do is we switch it up. I open the floor. You guys can ask any question you have about the subject matter that we just talked about. And then after those questions are answered, I open the floor yet again, and we can ask questions, or you can ask questions about anything at all. It can be business, it can be personal. You can ask about my business, you can ask about how I handle different things, and then we'll use one another's experiences to grow and learn from one another and grow together, grow with each other and build our business together, okay? So it's a big opportunity. 10% of everything you'll see down here, 10% of everything that I have goes to charity, okay? So anything that comes in off of this RERAW 100, you'll notice down here, 10% goes to charity. The RERAW LLC, it's a formal entity. This isn't some like little dog and pony sideshow. This is a formal entity, and I'm donating 10% of everything that comes in off of anything done with RERAW, not just the RERAW 100, but just so you know, if you commit to changing your personal and professional business, you commit to growing as an individual and as an entrepreneur, as an agent, whatever it is that you're pursuing, just know that 10% of that is going to charity. The charity that we're currently working with is called Make a Change, Inc. It is a nonprofit that's based out of the Boston, Massachusetts area. Its founder, his name is Josh Theron, and he's somebody that I met at a conference called Thrive. I've known him for a few years now, and the two of us have just grown really close. Make a Change, Inc. is devoted to creating experiences for foster families and their children. So I hope that as you continue to grow and evolve in your business, that you'd be so kind and honor me and the contribution that we're making as a group together to change the lives of others that we may not even be able to see, meet, or hear, or whatever. So it's kind of a fun thing when you can grow yourself and also help other people. So, and it's not just in your own business, it's outside of that. Working for greater causes is extremely important, and I think putting that good energy out there ultimately comes back to us in the end. So hope you'll join me in doing that. All right, you guys, so the next thing that I want to quickly talk to you about is today I've got a few bonuses for you. So first and foremost, I want you to know that anybody that registers for the RERAW 100, okay, anybody that registers for the RERAW 100, the very first call that we're going to do is actually my goal setting course. This goal setting course is a $300 value, and I'm giving that to you absolutely for free. So we're actually going to spend about an hour and a half to 2.5 hours together. We're going to go through the numbers. We're going to talk about your goals. We're going to talk about getting everything dialed in. I'm actually going to give you a live version of my letter course. So if you register, this is only for those who register for the entire year up front. I have quarterly and an annual investment opportunity. For those of you who register and invest in your entire year for 2019, I'm going to do a private outside of the RERAW 100 call. I'm going to do a private call just for you and the group of you that, just shut my door, the group of you that register for that up front, and you're going to get this free course that is normally $1,000. I'm going to get that to you absolutely for free. You also will get, if you are, actually I'll tell you what, if you sign up tonight, if you decide to register tonight, anybody that registers tonight, I'll also give you a tactical call. A tactical call with me includes a 1-hour one-on-one coaching call. It's a $300 value, and then I'm going to also give you a 15-minute follow-up call for free the week after, so that any additional questions that came up we can answer and clarify. And all this, you guys, you can sign up for, register for today. You can get that for $195 per quarter. You can get it for $600 for the entire year paid up front. So you are all set if you choose to make that investment in yourself. You guys, investing in you is literally the best thing that you can do for your business and the best thing that you can do overall. So because it helps you in just so many ways. Let's see here. Go to, hang on one sec, you guys. Let me just see what happens here. Bear with me just a moment, folks. Actually, hey, check it out. Just for this one exact moment, I made something for you. Ready? Let me see. I'm having fun with like new technology, so hang on. Let's see if it works. There we go. All right, you bunch of crazies. All you guys just chilling over there. All you guys just chilling over there on Facebook. You're cracking me up. Listen, we're doing something a little new tonight. I'm working on pushing things over to the YouTube platform as well. So we're going to still be doing lives in the Facebook group. And I apologize. I probably should have a Facebook Live going as well, but I don't. So get over it, and we'll figure it out. Anyway, I was just finishing talking a little bit about the RERAW 100, and you guys, some of the bonus stuff that you get if you dial in today is you actually are going to get. Everybody's going to get the goal setting course. That's just something we talk about. So you'll get that goal setting course, the first thing that we're going to discuss in the group. We'll still do a bird's eye view of the prospecting letters and lead generation stuff. But if you want the actual tactical, like full on course, and if you don't know, you guys, like, people are in my original RERAW 100 group are literally already monetizing this. So it's a huge opportunity for you to get in on the prospecting letters and dial that. You get the whole course. I'm going to do an actual live version of my $1,000 course, and I'm going to give that to you guys for free. So if you sign up for the entire year up front and you make that investment in yourself and in your business, then you are good to go. And then anybody that signs up for the entire year in front and you make that investment, I'm going to invest back in you, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a free tactical call with me. Okay, so something that you can do to I don't know, to up your game, to play the game, play it hard, and see how we do. All right, so you've got access to the link there. I'm going to go ahead and jump into some tactical stuff with you guys now. So let's talk a little bit about some of those questions that were that were asked earlier. Let's see here. Let's see. All right, there we go. We'll update that post so we can get a few of you headed over this direction. I think a few of you overlooked where the heck we actually were going. All right, so let me pull up some of the questions that came up. So I already remember one of them was we're talking about open houses. How do we dial in open houses? Oops, let's do this. Okay, so let's see. Stacy says, always anything for new agents, best way to promote open house, do's and don'ts, because we are all on a limited budget. Okay. So, guys, for those of you tuning in, if you have any questions, please pop them into the comments below, and I will do my best to catch up on them and check it out. We're slamming the YouTube live here, so hopefully I can keep up with the platform. It is clearly ahead of me, but we'll play the game. So when you're doing open houses, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you have to do, okay? First and foremost, it's not overly complicated. It's just stuff that you have to do. So what is it that you need? What is it that you need to dial in? Well, let's talk about it. First and foremost, if you're a brand new agent, you need to make sure you have signs. Sorry, but you got to have signs, all right? So let's just bullet a few things. All right, so first and foremost, you got to have signs. The second thing that you got to make sure that you do is a little bit of advertising. Okay, the best way to advertise, the cheapest way to advertise an open house is going to be right up on Facebook. Okay, Facebook is so cheap, and you can super target, you can super hyper ridiculously target. Okay, you don't have to spend a lot. Okay, you don't have to spend a lot at all. Actually, you can just kind of dial in, you know, what's best for you. Put a low budget on it, and you can still reach a lot of people. The next thing you could consider doing is so advertising. You could do Facebook, you could do Instagram, you could knock. Okay, you could circle prospect. So circle prospecting is when you call around active or just sold or just listed, just sold stuff. So you can actually call around the just listed, just sold. And when you do that, you're giving people access to information that could be valuable to them. They may not know that there's stuff coming up. You could get a chance to get like face-to-face with them. So you could either circle prospect if you're a cold caller, or you could go knock the neighborhood, flyer the neighborhood. Okay, so you could do some flyers. You could mail. You could do direct, or postcard. You guys, I think my handwriting backwards was way neater than my handwriting forwards, so totally sucks for you guys, but this app that I'm using, I'm finally using an app, for God's sake, and it flips stuff around, so I guess that's good. Anyway, you guys, let's see if that actually works somewhere. Does that add? Sorry guys, bear with me a sec. Let's do a live chat. Okay, guys, so if you have any questions, then please make sure that you answer. I am super here for you, please make sure that you post them. I'm super here for you. Okay, so let's keep on going. So you got to do some advertising. You got to get some of that out there. Now, it doesn't have to be expensive advertising, okay? So Stacy, if you're tuning in right now, the advertising doesn't have to be super expensive, but you have to make sure that you do something to get the word out there. But strangely enough, the most important thing that you can do is actually the day of, and it's really just signs. The reality is that it doesn't matter how much advertising you do. Getting traffic into an open house is a matter of, I don't want to say sheer luck, but it really depends on who's interested in looking at a house that day, okay? So having the appropriate signage out there, I think, is going to be incredibly important. Thought you were left-handed this whole time. I'm an idiot. Yeah, Joy, what's really funny is I've actually been, just so you can see what I've been doing, this is what I've been doing. So this is what I've been doing for weeks, okay? So I've been doing this. So all of the lives that you guys have been seeing before, I've literally been standing here writing backwards. It's actually messing me up right now to look at this and write forwards because I'm used to starting on this side of the board and writing backwards instead of over here. So how's that for a super random funny thing? But anyway, whatever. It's probably better for my sanity to do things forwards. Anyway, my wife is left-handed though, so there's an interesting fact for the day. Anyway, so you need to have your signs, you need to have advertising. Now, the day of the open house, you need to have a plan, okay? The day of the open house, you need to have a plan. And let's talk about all the stuff that you need to have an open house. The first thing that you need to do is you need to know a bunch of information. Let's make this Christmassy, all right? You need to know about the property, okay? Local activity and comps, okay? You need to know about other open houses. For the subject property, you need to know taxes. Now, you should not be sitting here pushing all the tax information out specifically. What you should be doing actually is getting some information off of the internet perhaps from the actual tax assessor. And what you should do is print that out, and then you could say, hey, you're going to want to verify this on your own, but here's the tax information that we have. You should know local schools and what do you call it? Local schools and venues. Okay, so you need to know what entertainment's around there, what restaurants, how accessible is it, what's the walk score, go to walkscore.com and check that out. But list reports is good. List reports gives you a lot of what the hell do you call those things? A lot of thumbnails. They give you infographics. Thumbnails, not thumbnails, infographics. So you can get a lot of infographics. So when you're doing open houses, it's just really, really important that you have the basic information, because when somebody walks in, you need to have a plan. You need to have a plan, meaning if somebody wants to know about the property, obviously you need to be able to talk about that. If somebody's like, well, tell me a little bit about what's going on because this house isn't really for us, then your plan needs to be to pivot. You need to pivot so that you can start talking to them and teaching them about the local activity and the comps and the other open houses, the other stuff that's on the market. What are the local taxes? Is it cheaper to live here, cheaper to live somewhere else? What are the benefits of that, right? What are the local people's schools if they have kids? What are the venues, the entertainment, the restaurants, the accessibility, all that stuff, right? So you need to have a plan for your day. Now, literally the very best open house that I've ever seen thought out was not my own, because I'm not God. I don't know everything. I know some of you are so disappointed. Had you fooled. But one of the best things I've ever seen done at an open house is actually something that Ron Evans did. He's the guy, Joy, that you said probably wanted to see me with my shirt off. And I can assure you that that's inaccurate, but I appreciate the humor. But Ron actually just did an open house. And actually, I need to get Ron and his partner on my podcast to talk about it, because it's pretty incredible what they did, actually. But Ron and his partner actually just did an open house, and they leveraged a holiday boutique. So they actually did a holiday boutique, which I just thought was exceptional. It was very well thought out, and what they did is they had people register, so they had, of course, they had to reserve their space, right? So they had to, everyone contributed to like the food and the catering and stuff like that, right? So it doesn't, like all of the people that were going to have a booth there set up, right? What they ended up doing was basically paying for it ended up paying for the marketing and the food and all the other stuff that went on there. I think at this particular holiday boutique, they had a Santa Claus come in. Actually, I think Ron was Santa Claus. But what's really cool about it is all of the people that had booths had the opportunity to send that stuff out to their own crowd, to their own sphere of influence. And now, instead of just you advertising as an agent, you're getting mass exposure in a different way. And what's really neat about that is you've got people who, or you've got a house that literally hasn't been like getting a ton of traffic or activity. So having the opportunity to kind of do it this way was kind of cool. Anyway, look, the message for you, Stacy, is that there's a million different things that you can do for open houses. You have to have a plan when people come in. I would have, a guest book is your choice. I don't really think that guest books are necessary. But if you feel like you need something to have people sign in with, then by all means go for it. I don't have a guest book, and to be honest, I think it gives me more value to not have one, because it forces me to provide good information. I can't just sit around and suck while I'm there. Like, I have to be on my game, right? Excuse me. I have to be on my game. I got to be on my toes. So if I'm not adding value to the people that are in the open house, then they're not going to ultimately give me their information. And it holds me accountable to giving like positive value to people. So that's just kind of the way it is. What's another question that we got here? So another good question. Ross is up in Los Angeles, and Ross asked a question, said, submitted an all cash offer for a buyer, and yeah, Joy, it's pretty legit. I'll come back to that in a sec, because it's always fun to go back and talk about stuff again. But Ross up in Los Angeles said, submitted an all cash offer for a buyer at list price. And then when the listing agent says they have offers coming in well over asking, should you believe them? You guys, the conspiracy theories that happen in real estate are crazy. I think that, let me sit down here. My feet so much today. Let's pretend like I can afford to sit down for a sec. So, guys, I think too often we put ourselves in these awkward positions that we get into because we're afraid to like actually believe another agent, and we can't give them the benefit of the doubt. We can't just trust that they're actually telling us the truth, because the sad part is we all bitch and moan about the fact that like people are people just don't trust real estate agents. Everybody thinks we're scum of the earth, but we're really not that bad. Real estate agents are amazing people, and we're all great. And the funny part is we don't even respect one another. Like most of the people in this business are like, oh no, real estate agents are total pieces of crap. Like they're awful, And so we have to make sure that we're starting to show one another greater levels of respect. Now, does it mean that you have to believe every single thing that you hear that comes across the table? No, you don't. But if another agent says that they are getting above list price offers and you're kind of on the low end, the best thing that you can do is give that information to your client. And the truth of the matter is the way that you should be presenting that is simple. You just say, hey, listen, Mr. Buyer, I just wanted to let you know that this is what the other agent told me. I take it with a grain of salt. I don't know. Gosh, this is just running away on me today. I apologize, you guys. Jesus, can't get this to save my life. My gimbal is just having fun with me right now. Which way are we trying to go? Let's see if I got it. Okay. Sorry, it's kind of like drifting. I can see it drifting in different directions here. Anyway, the best thing that you can do is just be the communicator, right? So go and let your client know, hey, Mr. Buyer, look, just take it with a grain of salt. I don't know what amount of this is true or not, but the other agent really doesn't have any reason to lie to me because it would be super unethical and they'd be like risking being turned in at the board and all that stuff. But, they're telling me they're getting other offers that are above list, and I just want you to know. It doesn't mean that those offers are going to come through. No, it definitely doesn't. But I would be being a terrible agent and not representing you properly if I told you that all of a sudden if I just didn't tell you, that they were getting other offers, and then all of a sudden the property goes off the market and you say, wait a second, I didn't realize that there was so much competition. So with that in mind, I just think it's better for you to consider. I think it's better for you to consider your overall position on that and figure out who it's serving. I mean, information is power, and you just have to, knowledge is power, right? So you just have to do your best with what you got and hope that they're being honest. If they're not being honest, well, screw them. They're probably not going to be in the business for all that long anyway, and whatever, they can go to hell. So Joy says, I'm definitely sharing that idea for some of our high price points that have been setting for a while. Yeah, and Joy, by the way, you should. I mean, it's pretty insane opportunity. And what's cool about it is, I tell people all the time, like a lot of my sellers, they'll make comments like, oh yeah, I don't want the looky-loo neighbor and stuff. Like I just, so-and-so up the street always just loves to like come and look around and be nosy and blah, blah, blah. And my comment is, hey, nosy neighbors help sell the house because they spread rumors and they talk to a lot of people, and we want people talking about your house. It's the best thing that could happen. So just chill out, slow your roll. It is what it is, and all will be well in the world. Anyway, so yeah, I do think it's a great idea as well. Of course I did. That's why I'm talking about it. Anyway, what other questions do you have? Who else has questions, guys? Otherwise, I'm just going to go back into a sales pitch about the RERAW 100, and that's not going to be as fun. All right, cool. Well, I'll tell you what. I think this live on here is kind of. I gotta do a little digging on this. I gotta do a little work on the YouTube side of things because I just am not. This is just giving me nothing but problems right now. So I'm gonna head back over to the new agents group, and I'm just gonna continue the live in there. So we'll go back over a few things in the new agent group, and then if you guys have additional questions, we can talk then. Okay. See you guys in like 5 seconds.